Thank you very much, and it's good to see so many have come out and to hear the information about property buying and selling and the ongoing issues to deal with property in Christchurch. And thank you very much to Harcourts for putting on the event. I think as a council we understand the importance of confidence in the property market. Owning a residential property to live in, or a rental or a commercial property to rent, is still the investment of choice for many Kiwis. Government, I think, hopes to change that, but until there is security in the other options, like finance companies, I personally will stick to property. My husband and I own both commercial and residential rental properties. Recovery is going well in the city. It's only really 8 or 9 weeks since our earthquake, and there have been some inevitable frustrations, but I think our council staff have done an outstanding job. They've worked way far and beyond the call of duty in many cases, have gone the extra mile and worked long hours. To date, they've repaired 600 water pipes, burst water pipes. They've kept our water good, except for some initial worries at the very beginning. We've been able to still drink water out of the tap. They've responded to 13,849 wastewater jobs, surveyed 98 kilometres of stormwater and wastewater pipes, designed two new pump stations which were destroyed, surveyed 87 wells, installed 134 temporary sewage tanks, and in September, the call centre answered 82,500 calls in 1 month, normally 50,000. So our staff have been working overtime and have been trying really hard to respond to the needs of the community. Recovery is about people first and health and safety, but it's also about economics. And it's very important to us as a council and to us as a city that we show that we're still open for business, that the economics go on and the normal buying and selling and trading goes on. We can't afford to look to the world like we've shut down, and we have to keep the momentum up that we've all been working on, the business momentum and the economic momentum, and not let that stop. So to keep confidence in tourism, keep tourists coming into the city, and conferences and events, and to keep our events vibrant, it's really important that as a city we continue with the business as usual. And a part of that is making sure that when people are moving to the city or they're transferring, that they can have a smooth transition into a new home. So in terms of LIMS, LIMS are back in business. Initially, we had some issues with accessing our property files. Currently, we can access our property files and we can get a LIM within the normal time frames, but that LIM is current to the 3rd of September, so nothing pertaining to the earthquake will be on it. Initially, there were some problems with those property files, but they're all accessible now. It's important, I think, when buying property, and I'm sure other speakers will allude to this as well, that you get the normal checks and balances and property checks that you would. I had some discussion with our staff today about what will be on the LIM when that pertains to the earthquake, when it actually is getting there. What goes onto a LIM in terms of the house, the building, is anything that has had a council notice. So if your house, or if a house has had a red sticker or an orange sticker, that will be, because that's a council notice, that will be recorded on the LIM. And that will stay on the LIM, but the council will record when a property, say your property has had a red sticker or some other kind of notice, it's been recorded on the LIM. It's up to the property owner then to go to council and say, look, that issue's been rectified, and then that is recorded on the LIM as well. So any other notices that happen, I'm not sure about an abatement notice, but any other council notices that happen, they're recorded in the property files and they'll end up on a LIM report. In terms of the land going forward, there hasn't been a decision made yet about whether individual properties who have had, say, liquefaction will have that recorded on the limb, or whether it will be general, because it's understood by the geotechnical people that the whole of Christchurch is in fact subject to liquefaction. Every property is, and it could happen depending on how an earthquake or a seismic event moves. Depends on where the energy moves through the ground. That's where the actual evidence of liquefaction is shown, but we are all subject to it. So it's really unfair to put liquefaction on an individual, subject to liquefaction on an individual limb report, when in actual fact we're all subject to it. So I can answer questions later on if you like, but I think the key messages are the limbs are available, they are current up to the 3rd of September, not to hold back, to get the property reports that you want to, and to keeping on in terms of buying and selling and keeping your real estate going.